Welcome to the Man Lucrative podcast. I am the host, one and only Magneto 7 in the building. I normally have my claps right here, right there. But so all of y'all, listen. I'm gonna do a quick recap. So last week, I understand I rubbed some shoulders. I rubbed the wrong people. You know who the wrong people are?
Let me hear it.
Do y'all know who the wrong people are on TikTok? So, the new form of the Rainbow Coalition is mad at me. Listen, and you know, I pick my words very carefully.
Okay.
I ain't spread no hate. I ain't say nothing about this, and that. I just said, let's leave the kids out of it, right? But we gonna touch it. We gonna touch it. So all of y'all from the community, listen, I love you. I still love you. I actually might put a flag. I might put a flag right there on the computer screen just to show y'all. I might put a flag on the computer screen just to show y'all how much I really do care. Like, I don't hate nobody. I love everybody.
You got to.
I don't care if you're in the trap.
Uh-huh.
I don't care if you're in a strip club.
Amen.
I don't care if you're in a church.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're out here sucking. Nah.
We ain't going that far.
But welcome again. Welcome. I got the one and only. This is a recap too.
There you go.
So when y'all first met EQ, I'm gonna do a little bit for you, and then you gonna, you know. So when y'all first met EQ, y'all met him as a trapper. And when he came up, listen, because folk got to know where you came from, so they know where you're at, so
That's
they
right.
can respect the movement.
Oh, that's right.
So when he first came in, you know, cool, dripped out. He still dripped out though. He's still him. You still him.
Amen.
So he came in, dripped out, and we originally introduced EQ to the Mad Lucrative listener as the executive producer, aka extraordinaire, the drip god. You know what I mean? And EQ actually went through some things that put him in a position to call on the big one.
Amen.
Who is the big one? Do y'all know on TikTok who the big one is? Do y'all know on YouTube who the big one is? God. You gotta say, I need Rick Ross to say God so I can sample Rick Ross to say. But he's been on the mission to greatness, and I will say I'm proud. As a friend, I'm proud of the development and where you're going. So tell the people a little bit about yourself, and a little bit. Don't give them all of what's going on, but just give them a little bit about what's going on and what's gotten you on this new journey to just evangelism, I guess.
Evangelism, pastor, prophesying, the whole nine. As Mike mentioned, I've been an executive producer by trade, but God has always dealt with me in specifics. He's always had his hand on my life. He always, would do special things in my life as a child. And speeding forward in this adulthood, being in a place where, you kind of make it to the top, and they always throw it out there, and I know it may be very cliche that it's lonely at the top. Right. But in my experience, and I just want to offer that out, God does not have a problem with anybody on this journey of how high you want to go, with whether it be with the frequency, abundant life, whatever you want to call it, your source, or they have so many different creative forms of what or who God is in today's time, in this modern time. Right. So whatever your liking it is, he's okay with that. In this modern times, I'm not a traditional pastor, because I done been around for a long time in the industry and just life. So he does not have a format per se of what you would like to call him, because at the end, he's still going to be reverenced as the highest and the most high. Right. So in my experience, that's what happened to me. I got all the way to the highest as that I can go. And he was okay with that. And because the higher you go, you still going to bump into him. Right. That's the magnificent thing about Jesus Christ, is that he don't care how high you intend to go. Right. So keep doing whatever it is that you're doing, if it is bringing you to a place of abundance. And I just want to give everybody that. That's just key in today's time. You know, no matter what you are doing, if you're stretching it out or if you are maximizing everything that you have on the inside of you to be this great person that you desire to be, God is all right with that.
Right.
So that's the only message regarding this. And then my walk, man, it took me to go into a lot of places that was life changing, and we'll talk about that. Me being hospitalized, having a visitation from Jesus Christ Himself twice, and man, look at me today. Like, He restored my everything, and He's still the same God, according to Hebrews 13 in verse 8, where He says, Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and forever. So if He did miracles back in the day, He's still doing those miracles in today's time, and I'm a living witness. And I love to showcase that.
I love it. I love it. So, okay, you said a few things that I want to unpack. All right, because I too have been in the space where you kind of know that. I say, and I hate to say God sometimes, just because certain listeners overseas or whatever, but I'm going to say it because I'm a Christian. Yeah. Right? So I do believe sometimes God nudges you into certain spaces. Yes. And certain positions where you ain't got no choice, where you're like, yo, I'm all the way out. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So the first question I was going to ask you, and actually this came from TikTok, Guwap on TikTok. He asked, do you smoke?
No, I don't smoke at all. Okay. Yeah.
So what do you feel about the people that do smoke?
I feel that...
And when I say smoke, I ain't talking about rocks. I ain't talking about...
Right.
I ain't talking about sniffing cocaine. I'm just like, I guess weed, because weed is kind of like a... Well, it's like a cigarette right now.
Well, in me as a pastor, in my position when it comes to that, I have family members that still smoke. I know people that smoke. I do business with people that smoke. Right. And I'm not a judge. That's up to them and they're liking it. But what I can say is I believe that is a formality of people that want to get in the spirit. That's their way of being spiritual. That's their way of tapping into a spirit realm that's comfortable for them. So that's comfortable for them. When I pray, yeah, it takes me into the spirit, and that do it for me. Okay. You know, and I can hear from God with the elevation of my prayer life. All right. So for them, that's just another angle in which they are going into the spirit for themselves and how they forecast that. You know, so I'm not the judge, and even in that, like I said before, the highest that you want to go in whatever endeavor that you choose, whatever device it is that you're choosing, you still gonna bump into the Almighty. I don't care what you're doing, you still gonna run into Jesus.
That is a different take. Yo, what y'all like? Okay, so when you say that, all right, I want to unpack that a little bit. When you said that, I automatically thought, because again, I haven't thought about, I guess, any kind of user on any level, like whether it's alcohol, weed, a lot of sex, whatever. Yeah. I ain't thought about it from that standpoint of like, you bumping into.
He is the beginning and the end. So you can't outrun him, you can't outdo him, you can't outthink him, you can't outsmart him, you can't outabuse him, you can't go underneath. It don't matter, come hell or high water. If he brought you into this world, everything belongs to him. So whatever formality that you choose to get into, you can, with your natural mind, think that you're outdoing Jesus and outdoing the things of God. But in the spirit, when it comes to the end thereof, he's still going to be right there. Okay. So he's okay with whatever it is, whatever device that you choose to do. Now, you might not hear that from a lot of pastors that are traditional, and that's the cliche. But they came to a point of that they had a cap on because of they just have not evolved into this place. God is more than what you cap.
I agree. So, okay. So, look, we got some folk on TikTok. I want to make sure we answer some more questions. Look, before we answer more questions, I want to make sure we touch a little bit more stuff that's on the board. I see we done ran it up to 1,400, so I love it. That's but, good. So, okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the first subject, right? First subject I want to talk about.
Let's go.
We picking up from last week. So, I do share certain traditional values as it relates to family.
Right.
I can get with you on kind of developing this new muscle to operate as far as spiritually understanding, all right, God is on this level. I can move like this a little bit different. He ain't pigeonholed to this.
Right.
But when it comes to the kids now,
Okay.
right? I'm noticing, and yeah, I'm gonna double down. Look, I'm gonna look at you in the camera. I'm doubling down. So last week we talked about just finding certain TV shows, and I know you got girls, so that's why I want to ask you this question.
Yeah.
I talked about finding certain TV shows that's family friendly that can not only be watched and I guess digested as a family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Are We There Yet? Shows like that.
Right.
TV, movies.
Uh-huh.
Any of the Medeas, kind of some of those joints from back then.
Right.
I said the main thing, that's probably a bad example, because when y'all watch this back, y'all gonna say, well, Medea was in drag. I already know what you're gonna say before you see it. So so I feel like all of those shows back then was a okay. It showed family in a certain way.
Yeah.
And now the culture that's being produced is everybody can do whatever they want to do.
Right.
And again, I don't mind Sally and Mary having a family and they do how they do.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl or Derek, I don't care.
Right.
But when it comes to an overall consensus, like, I do believe it's a difference between grooming a kid and showing images of representation from the community just to be a part of what's going on. It's two different things.
Right.
So, before I dig some more, what's your thoughts on it?
Family is something that will forever be sacred across the board, number one. But in hindsight, in reality, you do have to understand that for so long we kept out of the public's eye what was already going on.
What you mean?
With diversities in families,
Okay.
same-sex marriages, biracial marriages,
Okay.
just mixed families. We kept that out of the public's eye for so long in production. Not that we didn't see it in the community.
Right.
We saw it in the community.
Right.
But so after a while, people begin to make these adjustments that, okay, the family life, yes, it is sacred, but it's not so much of an act of being perfect. You understand that?
Okay.
Because you can pick up a script per se from your family lineage of this is the way that marriage is supposed to go. So then you going off a script of this is how marriage is supposed to go.
Right.
But that's not according to what's inside of you as an individual.
Right.
So that's where we get that confused and mixed all up and scrambled like scrambled eggs. We all over the place because we trying to still live off of a script that was set before us.
Okay.
So and what has happened is our generation,
yeah,
it began to get into this leadership where we can really expose the real reality in which we see.
Okay.
And we began to put that out in a way where people began to see this as, oh, well, you mean to tell me to have, a mixed family, racial or whatever, that's normal too? And the answer to that is yes.
Yeah.
You see that all in the Bible. So
right.
it has already have been, but that's some of the ugly truth that have not been exposed. And now we're seeing it more and more and more.
Well, see, my thing is this. When it comes to the truth, showing representation, whether that's LGBTQ plus, whether that's interracial families, whether that's young families, because I know some old school people used to be like, oh, you too young to get,
Yeah.
Or some people that might be having kids in their late 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
all of these are stereotypes that we, as a people, kind of be like, yo, you shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
Right? So, I think okay, all right. Your girls are how old?
18 and 20.
18 and 20.
Yeah.
All right. So, when they were growing up, what kind of cartoons would you say they were watching?
Oh man, they was watching Hannah Montana.
Okay.
I remember them watching and I may not be saying the names correctly, Phineas and Ferb and
Okay.
What is it? The Backyardigans and
Okay.
just
So now,
yeah.
right?
Right.
I love what you said about that, all right?
Uh-huh.
So let's say that the new generation, TV producers, whatever, they develop them shows. They bring Hannah Montana back, recast it with some other little white girl, and they do the Backyardigans, recast it with a whole nother crew.
Yeah.
I almost guarantee
Yeah.
in that cartoon somewhere, if it's not a gay character, it's going to be some type of innuendo of a character.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be some little jabs like, well, so-and-so, well, Susie likes to dress like a boy.
Right.
It's going to be there.
Right.
Now, so for me, I'm like, I don't want kids to start getting mixed up between the difference between a little girl is just a tomboy.
Right.
She's a little tomboy. Like my mom's a tomboy.
Uh-huh.
My wife's a tomboy.
Right.
But that don't mean she's gay.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I don't want it to just get mixed up. Like, it's a difference between grooming and representing.
Right. I got you.
And so I'm just like, what could we do? I already know what y'all gonna say. Please stick with us. I see some folk on here. But what could we do as parents? Because your kids pretty much grown now.
Yeah.
Mine's 7 and 4.
Right. So
they see the new Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
It's way more. It's way more impressionable to them at being so young right now. What you put in front of them. So I understand where you're coming from, and that is a challenge. But the key thing is the parenting. I mean, when you look at people and they have other in their life like that's been before them, man, it's a thing, man. It's a thing now where you got to have a community of people, I would say, that believe like you believe. That's the only way that you're gonna build those building blocks and to keep them in this type of safe haven. You're not gonna overprotect them from seeing it because it's there. Right. But I think that the example of what you're building should be strong as well. And if they're seeing, that in the home, I feel like that's effectual, because trying to get into the, I mean, I can say this, and you knew my grandfather, right? R.I.P. My best friend.
Shots out. I talk about him all the time with this house.
Yeah, he was. For y'all know, he was 85 when he passed, 86. So imagine that, born in the 1930s. His way of dealing with my cousin that had a full sex change, mm-hmm. He could not fathom and understand what in the world are you doing. His method was, I'm going over here and I'm going to beat it out of him. How bizarre is that? That is bizarre. Do you understand, from that age and that generation, we have came a long way, man. Right. A long way. But I don't and they didn't have things on TV and all of that exposing it like it was then to now,
So for me, I like that you said that. So for me, when it comes to what's displayed on TV, mm-hmm. I don't feel like the traditional family dynamic, husband, wife, kid, dog, house, right, whatever, that's not displayed as much as it was then.
It's rare now.
Now, exactly. Yeah. So now that it's rare, like, is it? I don't want to say it like this, but it feels like, as a traditional dude that just like women, right? Mm-hmm. The women are scared. The dudes are scared to approach the women because the women feel like the dudes either not on their level, right, or
Right.
they feel like the dude's gonna be aggressive. They not a safe person.
Right.
And then from the female standpoint, they not gonna really talk to the dudes because again, they like, well, he ain't educated. He from the street. He do this. He do. It's all going apart. So I feel like just the culture is promoting all types of just separation.
Yeah. It is very much so. Nowadays, I don't think that we as a culture understand what independence is.
Right.
So because we don't really understand what independence is, it is drawing a fine line and is causing separation. You can go back to one of my favorite joints, Luther Vandross, "Wait for Love."
Not Master P.
Not Master P. Luther Vandross. He has an old song, "Wait for Love," and I think that's what's going on now. People are so impatient that they don't understand, because they don't understand independence. It is drawing us to be impatient. So nobody's waiting for love anymore. So they will partner up with just anything and anybody. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
and it's fast paced, Mike. You know, today's time is microwave. Everything is, I got to have instant this, instant that, instant this, instant that. So, you know, that's why we getting a lot of separation. When you get into something with somebody without you even knowing them, how far do you think that's going to go? I don't even know you, but I just like what I see. That's a man's perspective now.
Right.
I don't even know this lady, but I like what I see. She thick now.
Right.
But I don't even know you. And I get with you, and my expectations are what? I don't even know you well enough to even have sincere expectations.
Okay.
You understand that?
That's a bar. I can see that.
Yeah, I don't
I can see
even.
that.
What goals do I have for you in other than to smash and grab?
Yeah. Okay. So to sum up that part of the conversation, right? Are we protecting the kids? Or okay, all right. This is another thing. Because I talked to one of my friends from the community after he saw my wonderful post that I posted on TikTok, and and he's just like, "Bruh, like, talk to me." And for me, I don't really back down. I don't back down when it comes to certain conversations.
Yeah.
So for me, I was just like, all right, let's talk. What's up? So he was just like, as far as the younger generation that's in the community, they will say, well, I don't give a F. And what I do is how I do it. And y'all just got to deal with it. Yeah. And for me, I respect that. But what I don't respect is when there are certain products that's developed.
Yeah.
That's catered to kids that might want to transition.
Yeah.
How does a kid know at 7, 8 years old that they ready to transition? You don't even know nothing about nothing yet. You barely got your first nut.
Right.
So for me, I'm just like, yo, I can't just sit and accept.
Well, we learn by what we see. We learn by what we see. So if your kids look to daddy and Samir and they see that y'all have y'all own mind, you won't have to worry about them following the trend.
You don't think so?
No.
Even when friends come into the picture?
No. Peer pressure is peer pressure, right?
Right.
But I watch y'all. I know y'all. I'm just talking. I can't speak for everybody, all the viewers and so forth, but we can only deal with what we can what's in our vicinity for us to be able to control.
Right.
And I'm speaking from that perspective, but in everybody's situation, I'm pretty sure that they have maybe about 4 or 5 people in their life that are, doing the job of a parent. And what I mean by that is, everyday grind, like make sure
right.
you're on your homework. Let me make sure I establish this discipline in you,
right.
and really just watching their kids. Now, I know there's a lot of broken homes out there, but we're not talking about them right now. I'm talking about just as far as the mom and pops that's in the house.
Okay.
Outside of that, Mike, I believe that they are seeing, an example where they kind of like, okay, this is the truth, And I believe at that age now that they are able to distinguish the truth from falsehood. I think so.
Now, see, just in you saying that though, if we bust that clip down into a 15-second snippet and throw that joint out there, you know what they're gonna say?
What?
So what we living is fake. I ain't living it. I'm living in my truth right now. What you trying to say?
But listen to you saying from that clip.
Yeah,
I understand that, but they got to be able to catch the whole thing. What I'm saying is,
right.
I'm not saying that their way is wrong.
Exactly.
Let me reiterate that. I'm not saying that way is wrong, because I understand production, and if that is producing for you. If that is producing for you, you understand what I'm saying now.
Okay.
If that is producing for you, and hey, you know, if you feel good about it, like I say, we all have the gift of free will.
Okay.
You understand?
I agree.
Go back to that now. That's
agree.
your choice. If that's
agree.
your choice, if you can live with that choice, and you can pay the price for whatever that you need to pay the price for, so be it unto you. That's my belief.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's my belief. If you can deal with that, and that's on you.
Okay. All right. And I'm not gonna dig deeper because we got some more subjects to hit. We've been on this joint almost 30 minutes. So for me, I'm looking at it like simple. This is the simplest question ever. TikTok, if y'all got some questions, go ahead, please. But this is the simplest statement. And this came from my wife, right? I'm not gonna say her name right now because she might not want to be affiliated with this clip.
Okay.
But she said, I feel like it's ridiculous if you're gonna go through the surgery, and I transition from a man to a woman. You call me a woman.
Right.
She transitioned from a woman to a man.
Mm-hmm.
I call her a man.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it other? Why is it they? Why is it them? Why is it I can't remember. It's so many different ones.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's more respectful for me to call you what you transitioned into.
Yeah.
And then for that to be a confusing statement, then it's like, okay, well, on a very minute level, if a family wants to have a kid, what they got to have? An egg and a sperm.
Right.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
It don't change.
Right.
So why is it such a cuss word? That's why I say I said it. I said it on Instagram. I said it here too. I was like, the straight man and straight woman is now a cuss word in all social media, and people are scared to own. Yeah, I'm a man. I'm all man.
Right.
And if they are, they got to kind of water it down with being a little bit flamboyant, which I don't mind. I dress like that stuff too sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's just like, let's not make it a cuss word. Like, let's just have respect for everybody.
There you go. That's the key word right there. It is a respect thing, and I don't know if everybody is designed with the business anointing. I'm going to say that again. The business anointing. The business anointing is someone that is in the marketplace that has a high level of understanding that there's no religion in business. So when you out here and you functioning with the business anointing and there's no religion in business, you're out here as a productive human being. Right. And in that productive human being, that is the definition that what you're trying to be. So I think that we get offbeat with the gender bender a lot of times, because you pointed out respect, and that'll take you a long way in business too, and because this world is designed as a business world now. Exactly. It is not traditional to the 9-to-5ers at all anymore. So
exactly.
If you are working in that hemisphere, it's like you behind. So, you know, if you want to really to be caught up into the thing, because, and I am a spiritual man, God is an ever increasing God. It continues. So he didn't just stop in 1995.
Right.
You know, he didn't just stop in 1995. So what he wants us to have is that business anointing, that consciousness to be able to keep up with how things are going and how things are evolving too as well. You know, and that does not mean that you lose your own principles of what you set for your house. That don't mean that. That don't mean compromise that for your house. It's just that you have to be man enough and woman enough, or whatever you call yourself, that when you go outside your door, that you can bring those spoils and that stuff back into your house, because that's the ultimate plan at the end of the day.
Right.
Like, we get offbeat when it comes to color.
Exactly.
And we missing the focus of what the chief goal is. What is the chief goal? Is to make sure you can build wealth for your family, man, and for your house. I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go to TikTok right quick. I see a few comments over here. Some of your viewers show inappropriate. Yo, please tighten up, y'all. Don't post nothing that's gonna get us blocked tonight. What up, Nikita? What up, Nikita? Bobby, what it do? I don't see nobody with no comments. Ant, what up? Thank you for joining. ADR IK, what up? Trucks, what it do? What it do? Miss T, what it do, Miss T?
Miss T, what's up, Miss T? That's my partner, man. Yeah, Miss T. Shout out, Miss T, man.
What up, Miss T? Randy, what up? What up? What up? All right. And they ran it. It's still at 1,400 likes, but I take it tonight. That's fine. All right, so on to the next subject. If y'all got some questions or y'all want to put some input in the conversation, please go ahead and join the conversation. It's more than welcome. Carson, what up? So, I think I'm going to skip the V-holes because it's kind of still in the same.
Yeah,
Do you know about the V-holes?
Nah, you got to catch me up.
All right, so let me catch you up. So, all right. And it's more of the same pretty much. It really is more of the same. Women, we stand for you, women. We really do. We stand for all y'all.
100.
All right, and keep in mind, we said that because it's a subject later on that you might feel like we don't stand for you, but we do. So, so I read on a clip and on a post that scientists are now encouraging doctors to refer to a woman part as a third hole and not a JJ.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Run that back.
Okay. All right. So scientists, and that's why I say it's more the same kind of. Okay. Scientists are encouraging doctors, medical doctors, to refer to the patients that come in.
Yeah.
If it's a woman, they say, well, your third hole has an issue. They don't want to say your JJ because they said it will offend the transgender community.
Well, there we go again. It's where are the scientists and where are the doctors? What did I just say? They're in the marketplace. They're handling business. So they have to have a formality of respect with whomever is coming into that door, because the ultimate goal is to take that back to the house.
Oh, that's a bar.
Yeah,
that's a bar.
So it's you can't bring your you
can't bring your personal views to this business. Cause I got to get it
because it got to be stored up for the righteous.
Hold up. We got some pushback. Brooklyn Joe, what's not true? What's not true? Why did you remember that? We gonna come back to you, Brooklyn Joe, but I'm gonna be waiting for your comment. He says it's not true, but we'll see. But it's okay. So if it's not true, and it's for me, I'm thinking about it from a woman's standpoint, like protect women, right?
Right.
Like I got a wife and 2 daughters. You got 2 daughters.
Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to protect them and not allow government or systemic laws to take over their rights as women.
Right.
So it's just like, how is it wrong? But what you said makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
They just
man.
trying to get a check.
I mean, and you know what? At the end of the day, you have to be able to pay your bills, man. We're not living in a caveman society where you don't have lights and heat and gas and food and all of this
You
and
ain't
that.
lying.
And people try to get so in their feelings about people that have a vast understanding that I have to still do my job.
Right,
Yes, like we said earlier, yes, you can create your own standards for your house and yourself personally. We're not saying that in the marketplace that you should not have ethics and morals. We're not saying that.
Right.
But it is a higher degree of respect when you out here and you doing business with people.
Right.
You know, that's I think that's proper protocol.
That is proper protocol.
Yeah.
So we'll go past that. I like it.
Uh-huh.
He didn't respond. So we'll go on. Kiki and Usher. I need a clap button right there. Kiki and Usher. So I've seen the Instagram streets. I've seen the Facebook streets, the YouTube streets. Everybody like, Kiki, girl, you look good. You done had that baby. And you coming out the house with that with that see-through dress. I'm gonna call the see-through dress the Sierra. Cause Sierra did it and everybody, got mad first. But I ain't gonna lie. All right, so truth moment. This is a truth moment. As a man, I saw Kiki at the Usher concert. Of course, on the video. I'm talking about on the video. I saw at the Usher concert on the video with the other baddies, and I was just like, I get it. She had the baby. She got a thick back. She wanted to show it a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, what went wrong is when I think it wasn't necessarily Usher stepping back looking at her, but I think when she went and hugged Usher and then she was singing a song with a hand around the neck. If her hand was on his shoulder, it would have been all right to me.
Right.
But her hand was around his neck in kissing proximity.
Okay.
And then she stepped back and Usher stepped back and looked at her like that. I think that's what made the boyfriend get mad. Cause for me as a man, I'd be like, all right, look, man. My girl been in the house. She probably going through postpartum. Go ahead and go see the Usher concert. Go have some fun with your girls. I had a baby at the house. Then he see the feed on Instagram. Like, oh no. So he commented and he was like, yeah, the mother of my kids would never do that. That's disrespectful to this family. Like
Let me tell you something.
any man would do.
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
I want to put this out there, and I don't care what platform that is on, for the men. Men, you have to really be in a place of understanding when you have a pretty girlfriend, because some of y'all not ready for a pretty girlfriend, and that's just
But
the
they
truth.
need some bums.
No, I'm not saying that. I don't think they know how to handle
Okay.
having a pretty girlfriend. I don't think their functionality is geared towards having a pretty girlfriend, and in secret they know this, but in public they pretend. So when you get out there and you get yourself exposed because you cannot handle having a pretty girlfriend, this is what happens. So you might want to stay in your league. And ain't nothing wrong with that. If you're not used to having pretty girls, it's gonna show.
I ain't gonna lie. That's a real statement right there.
It's gonna show.
That is a real statement.
Because you equip differently to be able to handle that. It's all a match. You only gonna get who you are. Maybe you not that handsome to have pretty. Man, y'all don't quote me on that, man. But honestly, you want to be you know. Yeah, I don't think he can handle that.
He dead serious.
And some guys can't handle that.
No, you're right.
They not used to.
They not used
to a girl being fine, having attention, being cute, wearing these dresses and this and that. Man, if that messes with you, that is a sign you ain't ready for that smoke. You don't want it. You don't really want that.
And the second thought, Kiki, you know I love you. Kiki cussed me out on MySpace years ago, and I appreciated her cussing me out. She was in the Disney category then,
Yeah.
but I just like who she's grown to be.
There you
right?
go.
But
There you go.
when I saw it again, I was like, it's Kiki, you know, she can do her things. She cute, you know. I wouldn't put in the. I ain't gonna do all that. Cause if I do that, then y'all gonna try to cancel me. So I ain't gonna do that. But I'm just say,
This joker right here, man.
it ain't Beyonce. I'm just saying.
No, but I'm saying still within her, where she is, you know,
Okay.
where she is, you know, and you know she's equipped now. Kiki, you know, she's somewhere where she have earned her coins and her respect for where she at. Shout out to Kiki,
Right.
and everything like that. And
So you want to go on a date with Kiki?
You said would I?
You want to go on a date with Kiki?
I don't say I don't want to. You know,
It's an option.
She pretty, you know.
She is though.
Pretty.
I think the personality for me is what make me be like, oh, she a vibe. Like her personality, she down to earth. She got that whole West Side stuff going on. Like it's a vibe.
Yeah. She
but
pretty.
My guy, I'm gonna look in the camera and talk to him. I don't even know his name. I think his name is D. That's the bad part too. If you gonna do this, if you gonna do all that, you gotta have a name.
Right.
Your girl can't be the Kiki Palmer. You just like Jake.
Come on, man.
you got the, you know. Oh yeah. If dude said this, if dudes made the statement about him, oh yeah, well you know, Buddy got probably about 10 million. He doing this, doing that. He got to be one of them for him to make a statement like that and people respect it.
Right.
Cause right now they looking like, oh, this is just some little bum that done got her pregnant by mistake, and you know, girl, you could do better.
Man, Usher.
Usher's Usher.
Usher gonna handle it like Usher's gonna handle it from the standpoint for where he at. He's used to the fortune and fame, and he used to pretty women. You know,
exactly.
That's what I was saying. He's equipped, and I don't know, dude, but I'm just saying I don't think he equipped where Mr. Usher is.
So not to make it too serious, all right?
Yeah.
Going a step further. So I do feel like certain activity that's in our culture is pushing for is more grooming women to be single mothers, and is making it look more attractive than I feel like it should be right now.
Yeah, but you know,
because you know that's the end result. If she leave Buddy, then she gonna be a single mom out here, and she gonna have to find some dude. Then they gonna be like, oh, he is a what they call him? He a beta, he a beta male because he went and got a girl that got a baby. Like,
yeah, man.
It was just the Usher concert, man. It was.
What can you do? Man, I think everybody's made for somebody, and I think, like I said earlier, I don't know if we're in the space where we feel like we're in the time zone where we could take time to really develop, because everybody just seeing other people happy or pretend to be happy, and you want that happiness, so you'll do be with anybody. And I think we just got to have standards for ourselves. Whereas we just won't take just anything, and you know, and if you wait for it, you know, it's worth it. Everything that I have had from a personal standpoint, if it was so easy, it didn't last. It just didn't last long, and I probably didn't value it because I got it so easily and effortlessly. So it's like, how am I going to really say that I'm sincerely with you, and it came so easy?
Facts. That's a big fact.
Yeah.
All right, so with this next subject, because we almost an hour in, so y'all, I don't see no questions. I do see a few people. We got you. Shantizi, what up? All right, so I want to play this clip for this next subject, because Uncle Cube, I'm talking about Ice Cube, Uncle Cube made this post, and I'm sorry, y'all, this is going to be so ghetto. When the laptop get back, it'll be back, but y'all just got this for now. So I saw this clip, right? Ice Cube was on, what was this? He was on the show with, I think this guy's Bill Maher. I think it's Bill Maher. Please, y'all see it on the bottom of the screen. Y'all go fact check me, but this is the clip that brought the idea for this next subject. Here it is.
Benefits and profits off our bickering and our division. Take rap music. Let's take it. Same people who own the labels own the prisons. So literally the same people? Literally the same people who own the labels own private prisons. Private prisons. So, you know, it seems really kind of suspicious, if you want to say that word, that, you know, the records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry. But they didn't make you write those lyrics. It's not about making somebody write the lyrics. It's about being there as guardrails. Who benefits and profits off our bickering and our division? To make sure certain songs make it through and certain songs don't. Certain flavors are exposed on the record. You know, some records are made by committee. Meaning record company guys sit around and tell the artists, this is hot, say that, do this. We're gonna have this guy write the lyrics. We're gonna have that.
Yep.
So the narrative is really kind of, you know, structured and really made into what the record company want the record to be, and what the, you know, a lot of artists are frustrated with this kind of music making to make sure certain songs.
So that brings me to the next subject, right? I saw on Instagram for, I'm gonna say from Thursday to Sunday, all the rappers in LA, you know, it got the white party. I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to be out there. It looked like it was a little vibe.
Yeah.
Had Kim Kardashian coming up looking beautiful, golden, all white, you know what I mean? They had Beyonce, had Jay, had your boy from Atlanta, Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Everybody out, people from QC out there, all white. Got the black folk, white folk, everybody hugging each other, loving on each other, whatever. And that was the first thing I thought about was this clip. Because I was just like, if you look at the average record exec, whether they're in Atlanta, New York, Texas, LA, Miami, if you look at the average record exec, they going to be staying in a $1 million+ house.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
If you look at the average rapper, they might be in that $1 million house, but it's a whole lot of them. They got the deal for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. They look larger than life on radio and on YouTube, Instagram, and they still got to go back to the hood because that's where they reside. They go on tour, they come back, stay at the hood. So my first point with this is, or my first question is, do you think rappers understand the severity of where they are as far as creating music and what they display after they create the music?
No. I think rappers are some of the greatest people on the planet, and I think they have a phenomenal gift from God. That's what I believe. And I believe that majority of them, they tap into that to such a degree that it's hard to pull them up to the paperwork. And when you have people that want you to stay in that creative space for so long, you get conditioned to just being a rapper and being an artist to such a degree that you don't come up for air and to see the paperwork. And when you don't come up for air and see the paperwork, you put yourself in a box.
Yeah.
You put yourself in a box where you subject to whatever the executives would have you to do, per se. And it's a funny thing, man, because not all of them are that way.
Right.
But, to the ones they being taken advantage of. That's my standpoint. I'm siding with them over the execs because the execs have the education, I would say, behind the whole program.
Yep.
And they knowing that they are having these creative, talented rappers to stay in this time zone and place where they're not coming up to see, and I use the analogy paperwork, where they're not coming up to see the business side of what's really important to their career. Yeah. So
And
coming up from the neighborhood, if you're a rapper and you're not seeing professionals and you're not having that understanding of the professional side of things, then you don't that's not your pull.
Right.
That's not your pull. So, yeah, man, you and I, we both know big time people that, use the dangle the carrot mentality, and keep people, in their place. And it's unfortunate, man, is what I couldn't do it. As I executive producer,
I ain't gonna lie,
I couldn't do it. I'm just saying.
It depends. For me, it depends. Cause I know I sound like the white man, but okay. So for me, I'm gonna look at a person's position, right? If it's, say I find a rapper back home, Carolina, right? Mm-hmm. The only one we really had to really pop like that was Da Baby.
Yeah.
Outside of that, before him, who was it? P.D. Pablo. When we were in high school. Outside of that, and J. Cole.
Right.
That's 3.
Mm-hmm.
For the whole state of North Carolina.
Right.
When you come to Atlanta, what you got?
A million.
So for me, I'm like, all right, if I have the ability to provide a platform for a rapper back home, put a little bit of money in his pocket, put him on the road, I would try to educate him. I would try to turn them on to real estate and all that stuff, to show them this and that. But if they choose,
there you go,
to not go with the campaign, that's on them. And they can't come back at me like some of the No Limit people after trying to come at math. Yeah. You can't come at me and say I didn't try.
But see, I'm 100% with you then, because it was not like I didn't do my part and try to induce it to you. Introduce it to you or induce it to you. Right. Whatever you want to say. But yeah, I'm with you 100% when it comes to that level. At least I did put it in front of your face.
Exactly. So that's what I would do differently from the white man. But I do understand the severity of visibility.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm in a position to have a rapper come sign under whatever, and I can drop 100,000 on their campaign. Yeah. That 100,000 helps them grow, do all this stuff, whatever, and they end up getting the number 1 record. Mm-hmm. They get the number 1 record. Don't come to me and say you don't like this deal, cause I just dropped 100,000 on your whole campaign. Yeah. And what I see now is some of the youngins are signing deals. They're predatory deals. It's kind of like a payday loan. Yeah. Pretty much. They sign these deals. They go out. They go on the road. They have a single. Single does good for a year. Well, not even a year. Single do good for half a year. Right? And now it's time to come up with something else. And they be like, well, shoot. That's all I got. Me as a record exec, it's like, all right, well, shoot. This was an investment. If the investment is not spilling over more assets, I got to find another artist. Because I got a business to run.
That's understood.
Is it?
Well, on our level, it's understood. It's not understood to the rapper.
Right.
It's not understood to the rapper. Why you think we got so much violence with the rappers?
Yep.
But the community they're not educated as well to see that as well. So they just seeing the violence. They're not seeing the business. Right. So they outlook and their standpoint from how they see it is, they did them wrong. They did it
exactly.
They did them wrong. I'm like, well, you have no clue. We tried to get him to take a breath and come up to see these things face to face, and they chose. They chose because they were not already conditioned to, I say the business anointed. Man, you got to have that. With everything else you got going on, you have to have business. But see, that's why I say shout out to all the ones that are all the rappers that are independent and they have their own labels now, because
Right.
now the
They smarter.
up-and-coming rappers have somebody to mirror and to look up to.
Right.
Where it's like, okay, man, you know, he cool and he can rap and he do it, but he no business.
Right,
you know?
right.
So you know what that is? What we spoke on earlier. The ones that make it like that, they had good people around them. And when you have to catch this, the good people around you will continue to groom you and condition
in a good
you
way.
in a good way.
Right.
For you to be able to make it. You know, because man, that's the goal. I can't say it enough. That's the goal. The goal is for you to make it. So, you know, yes, perfect your craft.
Right.
Yes, take time to develop. Yes, do all those things where you can be broad across and hit every, you know, sphere of what you're rapping about, society, culture, and everything. Yes, pour your life into it. Yes. But at the same time, make sure you get yourself aligned to this paperwork and a greater understanding of how the split sheets and everything.
You gotta have those splits,
out,
royalty,
you know.
mechanical, all
you
that.
want all that stuff to be in tune, and yeah.
So we about wrapped. I got a few shout outs. I don't know if I told y'all that. I messed up. I forgot again. On the beginning, I was supposed to tell y'all, make sure you like, share, subscribe. I might bust it down and then remix it, put this on the top. But please make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Everything on this episode will be posted on Thursday. Again, we got EQ the Great, a.k.a. the Hood Pastor, a.k.a. Hey, man, I got to come up with something. You got to come up with something. All right, not the Hood Pastor. All right, the, what are we going to say?
Man, look, the man
Drip Pastor.
You can make it even simpler than that. I don't want to be attached to any of that. The man of God. All that God did for my life, man, just the man of God, Pastor EQ Mitchell. And I love each and every one of y'all. I don't have to know you personally to tell you that I love you. I'm just an extension and a conduit of what God has done in my life, and I just allow his channel to just flow to me to wherever it needs to go.
I love it. How can they follow you?
Man, I just created a YouTube channel, so it's very fresh. The channel is called Fresh Anointed.
Okay.
But you could just search Pastor EQ Mitchell on YouTube, and it'll take you directly there. We'll put it on the bottom too. So, yeah, and I just did like a Facebook maybe about 2 months ago. You know, so all of
it's a Facebook group.
It's not a group yet.
Okay.
I just a regular plain profile. Just getting everything started up. But I'm excited about just being back out here and just spreading what God is doing in the kingdom. So yeah. And
then I remember you telling me about your Bible study.
The Zooms. I'm doing the Zooms.
All right. So how would that be? Is that going to be a link that we can put on the episode?
Yeah, we can do a link.
Okay.
We'll do a link.
All right. So we'll have the Zoom link on the bottom so y'all can make sure y'all tune in.
That's every Wednesday on the Zooms.
Every Wednesday for an hour or so?
Yeah, just an hour. 7:00 p.m. Every Wednesday.
They still got them short attention spans.
That's cool. I allow everybody to come on in and we get started. I don't hold you long. And get a real good word out for the week. So
I love it. Yeah. I love it. So y'all, that's episode 89 in the books. Please make sure y'all come back next week. Make sure you follow this man right here. Do I have anything else? I think I might be good. Oh yeah, all the Mad Lucrative Money team. Make sure y'all send all of y'all information to Mad Lucrative Ads. madads@gmail.com. I'm gonna put the link at the bottom. The link will be at the bottom. I'm always gonna mess this up. Y'all know how I am. So till next week, it's been real. Peace.